Centuries before the arrival of Columbus, the Maya of Central America built one of the most impressive civilizations in the Western Hemisphere. But today, descendants of the Maya suffer from poverty and illiteracy.
A former American schoolteacher is trying to change that, traveling from one rural village to the next, bringing the gift of books. National Geographic Today special correspondent Pat Woodard followed her in Guatemala to a remote and mountainous region 100 miles north of the capital of Guatemala City, where this idealistic teacher is spreading the word.
The town squares of Guatemala, where tourists come to get a glimpse of the Mayan world. But for the children of the Maya, this is school, and what they learn is how to work.
Okay, maybe like this.
75% of all the children don't go past third grade. They barely learn to read. They barely learn to write.
But there is a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And Kae Robb appears in the most unlikely places. In villages where electricity is still a distant dream, a decent education is about as common as a gringo woman traveling this rugged country alone.
Cornelio, me llamo Catalina Robb. Sí.
Kae Robb is offering more to these villages than just her smile and enthusiasm.
¿En qué grado está?
Primero, sí.
Primero.
What Kae brings to the world of the Maya is the world of books.
Ever since I was a little girl, I've had a passion for books.
All this started when Kae was teaching high school Spanish in Phoenix. She began corresponding with a Guatemalan teacher and sent a few books he requested. It was about that time she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
I decided that I really wasn't afraid of dying. What I was afraid of was not living a life worthwhile. I'm probably doing what I would have done anyway, but it probably speeded it up by 10, 15 years.
Cancer-free, Kae started a foundation called Books for a Better World and made a trip to Guatemala to deliver some of them.
Then it didn't take me very many more months to realize that I couldn't maintain my house and not have a job and be gone forever. So I quit my job, sold my house, or sold our house. My husband's very involved in this, and just started a new life all within a very few months.
She's become an expert at hitching rides, and keeping up with her isn't easy. It seems the next school is always at least one washed-out road away. But these bone-jarring rides allow her to see the life of rural Guatemala pass before her eyes. Some of it's disturbing. Slash-and-burn agriculture is still the norm here, with more hillsides deforested each year to plant crops. And for village children, school is simply not much of a priority. Education in Guatemala is difficult even under the best of circumstances. But in these remote villages, the schools have very little of what they need to teach the children much of anything. Still, virtually every school provides whatever welcome it can afford. The books the Guatemalan government has given the schools are long on years and short on creativity.
And I find that kind of scary in a modern world, that we have a society that's not producing people who are capable of solving their own problems unless they learn to think for themselves. Creo que fue a cazar, dijo Sara. I like to present stories where they see other people have problems, and through their intelligence and through their perseverance, they can solve the problems, and I think they can make that connection.
The books Kae has brought are designed to feed a hunger for learning, to kindle a passion that will last long after she moves on to the next village. How much of an impact she's making is impossible to tell.
But every single day when I go to one of the schools and I look out on their sweet little faces, there's always one or two that just have that bright-eyed look in their face, and I know that they're the student that's waiting for me. Yes? See? See?
It's time to get to another school in a village up the road. Who knows, it might even have a hotel.
The last hotel I stayed in cost me $2.33 a night. It was kind of one of my expensive ones, but it was okay.
Still, you get the idea that the kind of comforts Kae Robb gets from her travels are not to be found in any hotel.
That was special correspondent Pat Woodard with that inspiring story. By the way, Kae Robb has also done her good work in both Nicaragua and El Salvador.
You could tell the kids really liked her. They were mesmerized when she was reading to them.
Giving books to kids anywhere, any language, that's just about the best thing going.
She makes you feel guilty she's out there doing so much.